Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rain Day, and we are playing some more Smite Arena gameplay. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the series, check my latest video, and that will give you some tips and tricks on the previous guide I just covered. And for those of you completely new to Smite, this is a third-person action MOBA, where you are actually in the action, unlike League of Legends, where it's top-down. This is a third-person game, so you are more immersive. The combat feels more real. You feel more pressured when you're about to die. It just makes for a great experience. So today we're going to be covering Anubis in this format of Arena and checking out how to be successful with the old God of the Dead. Now, Anubis is an Egyptian god. He's a ranged magical mage. And his real benefit is not only high area damage, but he is a huge damaging god. I would say one of the most damaging gods in the game. Let's click in here, and Smite actually ranks him as very, very hard. I like the fact that they say that because it does, I think, deter new players from playing him, and I think rightfully so. He's one of those gods that really takes some practice to play correctly before you go into the arena or before you go into any conquest match with him. But of course, everything starts with your first game, so don't hesitate to do it. Just know that it will take a little bit of time to get his main abilities and combos down effectively. I hope everybody also had a great Thanksgiving. It was just Thanksgiving week, and I hope everyone was with their families. I know I had a great time catching up. I didn't upload a lot of videos, so for those who are subscribed, sorry about that, but hopefully we'll be back in the swing here, getting some more out to you every day, hopefully this week, and pumping out a lot in the next little bit. So let's see, we've got a Nox, an Odin, an Anubis, a Diamond Fenrir, and a Hades, with a Neith, Zeus, Kali, Hercules, and a Nuwa on the other team. So some serious magic damage coming from Zeus and Nuwa, as well as the heavy physical from the Assassin Kali, and Neith and Hercules are just problems overall. So this should be a really good match. We've got a Hades and a Nox, you know, for really much, and of course myself, to carry that magic damage, and Fenrir and Odin. Odin coming in as more of a really a support role, but he could be played as a you know, as a damage dealer. He can definitely pump out some damage, even building tanky. So he's one of those characters I really like to play in that middle range role where I'm offering some defensive capabilities just because of how my character is built, but then also dealing some heavy damage. He can get a lot of kills in arena. So let's talk about Anubis. His first ability and his passive is called Sorrow. Now what this means is that Anubis will gain some additional abilities, some additional benefit rather, from magical lifesteal based items. So building Anubis with some extra lifesteal items is a really good idea. I'm going to change actually my screen here so I can see full screen. Sorry, that's why I paused. And so he will get some extra benefit from that. And so I'm actually going to make my build to go ahead and highlight his strength there with his passive and utilize that. Might be that we get some minions going. Oh, no. Did we get those? No, we didn't. It's all good. Let's see what we can do here. Nothing going. So his passive is really nice. That's why this build is going to focus on some lifesteal, is going to focus on some power, which he just excels at dealing. So I'm going to go and build with his strengths. If you've seen these videos before, you know I love to build gods basically towards what they're good at. I think if you try and highlight a god's weaknesses, just like in real life, I mean, if you're not good at kicking a ball with your left foot, but you're amazing at basketball, what's going to be better served? You know, I mean, trying to become that guy who can kick a ball with his left foot really well, spend hours and hours, and it's just not easy to do, or just work on, you know, really practicing your three-point shot so that you're that much more effective, and you can hit that every single time you take it. I think that's going to serve you better in the long run, especially if you play basketball. So for me, it's like this guy, he's in the sport of dealing damage. He's in the sport of you know, getting in, hitting hard, and then hopefully getting out alive. Trying to make him anything other than that, trying to, you know, build him in any different way, I think is just, it's a waste of time. I don't really even like cooldown on him because I think going straight damage with Anubis is that much more important than just a cooldown item, because the damage you lose on getting those cooldown items, the penetration you lose. You notice I got the shoes of shoes of the Magi, which is a penetration boots rather than cooldown boots, just because I think that extra damage is what he needs. He's all about finishing someone with his combo, and and then that's it. I mean, if he doesn't finish you, and he's got nowhere to run, you know, bye-bye Anubis. You know, that is just not, that is not going to be, and we should have him here. And we do. Looks like Nox got that kill, but that's okay, because we did a great job securing that. We might be able to get something down there. Oh. Dang. Couldn't get it. That was a tough dive. Unfortunate. But we weren't able to get him. So let's talk about his abilities. His first ability, which you just saw there, the last one I used, was called Plague of Locusts. Now, Anubis, unlike a lot of gods, actually has to stand right in the kind of focal point of that ability and not move. So he essentially cannot move while using that ability, which makes it very, very situationally effective. You know, you don't want to just run into a bunch of people and use that ability, because that stationary effect will let them land every stun on you. It will let them really just put you in a horrible situation. Try and bait out that neath there. We did get her, so that's a good hit for us. But of course, backflip owns. Now, see, this is a good position. Why? I'm dealing damage. Also, though, I'm able to stand behind that pillar to avoid any shots. Now, Fenrir, I think, will get this. Oh, no. But Odin is falling really nicely. Oof. My ultimate is coming up. We don't have anybody hooked, unfortunately. Let's grab this. And so, you know, it's just very, very situational. You want to make sure you're able to retreat. If you want, you can right-click that ability, and it will actually go away, and you can keep running. So that's just something to be aware of. You're not stuck there. If you think you need to, you know, if you think, oh man, I gotta wait till this is over, you can just cancel that. His number 2 is part of his combo. Now, his combo is really his 2, his 3, and then if you're close enough, his 1 or his 4. But what that really does is it allows Anubis to mummify an opponent, stunning them, right? That stun then allows you to drop his number 3, like you've seen me do in this video, but I'll actually explain it while I do it this time. His number 3 underneath the opponent, so that they are continually taking damage while they're stunned and they cannot move. Alright, so I missed that there. Let's drop that, though. One of the other habits I would like to, you know, caution a lot of these players and, you know, people who are maybe newer to Smite, especially Arena, since it's so team fight oriented, is to try to run forwards, because your backwards running mechanic is slower than your forwards running mechanic. So if you actually just do that instead of that, you're going to get to this space that you want to go to a lot faster. You know, which is important to be aware of. If you're just, it may actually help you survive in situations that you didn't think it would. Alright, so Hercules, great to initiate there. Let's hit that. And see, there you go. I landed my 3 underneath that. So he took an extra 2 ticks of damage there. Now let's see. Can we get something? Is he going to go this way? We should have the kill. And we do. Awesome. I didn't want to use my ultimate. I could have gotten the kill with that, but I think since we're about to engage, I'd rather save. Oh, man. Man. Missing that too, man. So as you can see, Anubis' abilities, his damage, it really comes from his 2. And his 2 is called Mummify. Fires a bandaged projectile, mummifying and stunning his target. And it goes all the way up to 2 seconds. So I haven't leveled it up yet, but once you hit that 2-second mark, that's a pretty long stun. I mean, you get stunned for 2 seconds in the arena in a bad position, that's instant death. The other thing that's great about it is that it kind of tells, you know, oh my god, I can't be worse at hitting these stuns, guys. So, basically, it tells the world, hey, attack this guy. You know, on your team, it really makes everyone clear, like, who is the target. And oftentimes in Arena, without that voice communication, that's the most important thing. Awesome. So we got that kill. I'm 2-0-2, which is great. This is exactly how you want an Anubis game to go. You kind of want to hang out. General tactics-wise with him, you want to kind of hang out and basically... I don't want to get caught in Kali's ultimate. Glad we survived there. But you want to hang out. You want to be in the back line. And you want to hope to pick off those kills when people have put a lot of damage, put a lot of pressure, and people are escaping. Then hit them with the stun, hit them with something that will allow you to really knock them down, finish them, because you have that finishing power. So let's talk about my build very quickly before we go into the second, the third ability that I was discussing with you guys. Oh man, I don't think I can. All right. Yeah, baby. There we go. She didn't know I was there. That's a huge problem for her. Okay, so we're building with Gem of Isolation. Now, that Gem of Isolation that I had was the reason I got that kill. Now, let me tell you why. It allows you to slow your enemies after dealing damage to them with your ability. So every tick of damage, Anubis' damage comes out in ticks. So the longer you're in his ability, the more times his damage will tick. Every tick reapplies that 2-second slow. So basically from that point to the oh yeah. So she wanted me. But I want to stay with my team. That's the point. And just that allowed me to escape. Now see, one of the real cool things about Arena is the team fight aspect. You know, you don't have to be caught out alone, but so many people are so aggressive, I found in Arena, and I'm one of them. I'm the culprit, guys. Don't worry, I'm talking about my own vices. I love to be aggressive with my mages, with my hunters. But to be really successful, you have to really utilize the team aspect. This is a team game. And so anything that you can do to put yourself in a position where it's not just you will help you to survive a lot longer. So you'll notice that Gem of Isolation is really damaging, not only because it slows, but because it synergizes so well with Anubis. It's one of the items I think you always have to get on him. And you should build your builds around. The reason being is that his number 3, right? You see that extra slow he's got going on right now. Okay, so what can we do here? I don't know if anything, but if he comes back, if he tries to hit Nox, we will be okay. The reason being that slow is also compounded on the slow for his 3. Now let's talk about his 3, Grasping Hands. Anubis calls for help from the underworld as hands penetrate the ground and claw at his enemies, doing damage and slowing every 2 seconds. Ow. But what that really means is that we're able to grab an additional slow on top of the slow already happening from his ability. Pretty amazing in terms of... Oh. Man, that was a crazy backflip. Ooh, so she's slowed right now, if you can see, but she's getting some lifesteal. Oh, she's trying. Oh, can't get hit by that. Again, turned around, ran a little bit faster, escaped the attack range enough for her to have to retreat. If I was backing up, I might have gotten hit by that. And so that's really, really great. Synergizes extremely well. Gem of ISO, huge pickup. Second item, I think, in Arena, because Arena is basically a 5-item game. You want to make sure that, unless you do really, really well, you want to make sure that you basically get that item second, because if you don't, then it's like getting it third, and you have to have a really long game to really, utilize that. And so I would just basically... Okay, what are you doing here, man? Why did I just turn like that, man? There we go. So, I knew Fenrir was coming, that's why I ulted to get as much damage as possible. He didn't know Fenrir was coming. Did he just leave the game? And he did. He just quit. He said, he said, screw this, I'm out. I don't blame you, buddy. 3-0-6 Anubis doing well. Our team is doing really well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a forfeit coming up here, but I hope not. I hope to see some more gameplay. So as you can see, his number 4 is one of the most damaging all-around abilities in the game, aside from Kukulkan's ultimate, which hits right, one hit, knocks you almost completely to death. Anubis has kind of a hit, a number 4, where you can actually toggle it and adjust where it's going. What this will do is allow you to deliver some insane damage on tick. Now again, a lot of his damage comes from ticking. Let's see if we can grab her here. Yes, we could. Comes from ticking, and so he deals, I think it's like 50 damage base, right, once it's up. It's an insane number. Okay, about 43 plus 38.25, a certain percentage of your magical power every 0.1 second for 3 seconds. That is 10 ticks per second for 3 seconds. That's 30 ticks of damage. 30 ticks of, right now it's currently, I don't know, 70 plus damage. That is insane. Now, you can't usually hit somebody with it, but if you mummify them, a lot of people will go for straight mummify to that, and just so they can't move from it. Oh my god, did you guys see that? Oh my god. Oh. So as you can see, he is just insane when he hits that. And you can, once you kill somebody, if you kill him fast enough, you can go and use it on another target. That's why it's just so crazy. Should get that kill. We did. This is definitely going to be a forfeit. I can't see any other ways. So let me explain the build a little bit. Going with Gem of Isolation, but then I'm also going with complete magic lifesteal, because he has that ability to, you know, utilize lifesteal items more so than others. I'm going for that to support, you know, what he already does best. And with Polynomicon, it allows you to actually, after you stun, I haven't been doing this, but after you stun, after your abilities are wasted, it gives your next attack a certain percentage of your magical damage, 50% of your magical power as additional damage. So what that means is, what is happening right now? What is this? Oh my god. Some frames bugged out. Everyone's just like done playing. This is ridiculous. Hopping over each other, no one's fighting, like what? Oh my god. I've never seen a game like this. So I mean, I've seen some bad ones, but I've never seen this kind of dance party happening. What is going on? I'm going to be the first guy getting killed if they want to go get a kill. Trust me. Should I just kill him? Should I just kill? I should. I should. Can't kill her, but we could. Now we can. Oh, nice dodge. Nice. That was hilarious. Well, when it's hopeless, you know. And as I said, and the forfeit comes on. Oh man, 6-0-9. Just unbelievable. Great game. And they just didn't have a chance. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to talk around and stick around for a little bit to discuss the build, discuss why I built it this way, and discuss a little bit of the pros and cons of Anubis and some tactics I use in general that I didn't get a chance to cover. But for those of you who just wanted to see the gameplay, that's the end of the video. Please subscribe and comment in the comment section below to let me know what you think, and give a like if you enjoyed the content. Thanks so much for watching. Let's talk a little bit, for those of you who are staying, about the build. Again, it's really lifesteal based. I like to build Anubis with that lifesteal focus. Polynomicon gives me that extra damage. He's one of those gods that, when you look at the pros and cons, he's a high damage dealer. He's got an extremely long stun, and he's very good at pushing minion waves, and he does that area damage really well. You can combine that with the Gem of Isolation, which means not only you have that area damage, but you have the area slow, which I think is really, really good too for gods like him and for Ra, who have those big circular abilities. In terms of a con, his real main issue, he's got little to no escape abilities, and I think that's really difficult with a god like this. Now, you take a lot of power to allow yourself to be more vulnerable on defense, which is what you get when you play Anubis. Now, you talk about his another difficulty is the fact that he's very hard to land his combo initially. Now, it took me a while to really land my combo and get used to hitting that 2, then throwing that 3 underneath, and then hitting the 1 or hitting the 4, whatever worked best. You can even throw your 3 down with Gem of Isolation, slow them, and then hit your number 2 ability to then keep them in it for that much longer, which will guarantee yourself a couple of extra ticks from the first couple of ticks it hit before they were stunned. If that makes sense to you guys. You throw it down, they're walking in, oh, ow, ow, then you throw the number 2 stun. Now they're stuck in it for the entire duration of your number 3 plague of locusts, or not plague of locusts, grasping hands. So you can add some more damage that way. It's much more difficult. It's a little bit more difficult to hit. To me, it's not as intuitive, but you can definitely do it that way. And then the other thing is 2 out of 4 of his abilities root him in place. Now, he's a very squishy character, and that does not synergize well with his survivability. But as you can see in this type of a game in Arena, the best way to mitigate that is to, in my opinion, by staying in the back lines of your team and staying very close to your team at all times. Make sure that your opponents know they're going to have to go 2v1 or more in order to get you, and that will often deter the attack, because they know Anubis can put out so much damage. If you can get them down to half life, then that a person's left 1v1 with someone at full life after you've been attacking me and I've died, then you know that's basically going to be, they're going to have to commit suicide to get that kill. And most people will not take that trade. Now in Arena, you'll see people take that trade more so in Conquest, but it will deter a lot of overly aggressive players from doing that. And so that's one of the ways to really avoid getting focused in Arena, just sticking with your team. The other thing is, if you're Anubis and you're finding you're dying a lot, look at how many times am I dying in a team fight, or how many times am I dying on my own in a 1v1? How many times is a Loki just killing me randomly? Now, there's only so much you can do with a Loki, a stealth character, where teammates can't support you and see that coming. But the other thing is that you have to understand, when you're on your own, there are certain characters that are better at staying alive and dealing damage in that way. Anubis is not one of them. Do not try and be on your own. Do it with your team, and you will have an insane amount of success. Build your lifesteal items so that even if they're dealing you down and you're just going full damage, you might be able to kill them before they can kill you. As squishy as you are, you deal damage faster, and with your stun, have so much more finishing capability to turn the tide of the fight in your favor, that you might just be able to do it. So with these lifesteal items, an extra 22% lifesteal, you might be able to get it done, or at least kill them and recover enough life so that you're barely still living. And those are the kind of things that I do with the Anubis, and that's why I build them that way. Again, I go with the Gem of ISO second item and then start building this stuff, because doing this too late will really mitigate the amount of time and effectiveness you can get the passive benefit from the Gem of Isolation in Arena, since it's such a short game. So guys, thanks so much for watching the complete talk through and walkthrough. Let me know your thoughts on Anubis. Have you had success playing him? Do you like him as a god? He's one of my favorite gods personally to play, and so I always love doing gameplay videos on him. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and as always, never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.